You've heard it a million times, right? A company is a platform, it has network effects, so it's just destined to win. It's the story we're always told in the tech world. But what if that's not the whole story? What if it's not even close? Today, we're going to dig into the platform delusion, this idea that maybe, just maybe, the giants of tech aren't quite as invincible as we all think. It all starts with the language. Author Jonathan Nee nails it right here. He points out that buzzwords like network effects and winner-take-all, they're used like magic words. They're meant to make a company's success sound like it was written in the stars, totally inevitable. But really, a lot of the time, they're just a smokescreen, a substitute for actually analyzing the business. So, if it's not some kind of tech magic, what is it? What if the real success of today's biggest companies has way less to do with these fancy new buzzwords and way more to do with some really old-school business principles that have been around forever? Okay, let's jump in and tackle the biggest, most overused buzzword of them all, network effects. This is the idea that has launched 1,000 startups and justified, well, countless billion-dollar valuations. So the basic concept is pretty simple, right? Think about the first telephone. One phone, totally useless. But every single new phone that gets added to the network makes all the other phones more valuable. More users attract even more users, and boom, you get this virtuous cycle that's supposed to lead to one company just dominating the entire market. But here's the twist. The strength of a network effect isn't automatic. It really depends on a bunch of different things. I mean, take ride sharing. Once you can get a car in, say, 3 minutes, does adding 1,000 more drivers really make the service that much better for you? Not really, right? The effect hits a ceiling. It's not some infinite, unstoppable advantage. And that leads us to the crucial point. The myth says digital platforms are basically destined to become monopolies. But the reality is, the internet often does the exact opposite. It makes it easier for new competitors to pop up and for you, the customer, to switch. The truth is, many of the companies we call platforms actually have pretty weak network effects, if any at all. Okay, so if network effects aren't the whole secret sauce, then what really protects a company? What actually gives them a lasting edge? Well, the answer lies in a much more down-to-earth framework, one that looks past all the hype. And this right here is the core idea from the platform delusion. A real, durable, competitive advantage doesn't come from just one magic bullet. It's a powerful combination of strengths on both the supply side, how the company actually runs, and the demand side, how it keeps its customers coming back. Let's break that down real quick. On the demand side, you've got customer captivity. Think about high switching costs or just plain old habit. Are you really going to bother moving all your photos to a new service? Probably not. Then on the supply side, it's about good old-fashioned scale, spreading huge fixed costs, like R&D, across millions of users. And of course, having proprietary tech or data that your competitors just can't copy. All right, theory's great, but let's put this new framework to the test. Let's apply it to the most famous tech companies on the planet, the FANGs, and see if it actually holds up. Are they all just a bunch of powerful platforms? The very first clue that these companies are not all the same is right here in their profitability. We just lump them all together as big tech, but look at this. Their financial performance is all over the place. That huge variation is a massive red flag that they're running on completely different business models. Okay, let's take Facebook. It's probably the purest example of a network effects business we've got. Everyone's on it because, well, everyone's on it. But its dominance isn't just that. It's also protected by these massive supply-side advantages. We're talking billions spent on R&D and data centers that no startup could ever hope to match. Now, Amazon. Its retail business is all about that traditional scale. Huge warehouses, incredible logistics, and customer captivity, which we all know is Amazon Prime. But here's the kicker, the part that blows people's minds. Most of its profits don't even come from selling you stuff. They come from Amazon Web Services, a B2B cloud business that has pretty much zero network effects. And what about Apple? Its power doesn't really come from being a platform in the way we usually think about it. It comes from that tightly controlled ecosystem of hardware and software, which creates incredibly high switching costs. The App Store has powerful network effects for sure, but that came after Apple had already established its core advantage. And Netflix. This one fools a lot of people. It's not really a network effects business. I mean, me watching The Crown doesn't make the service any better for you, right? It's a media aggregator. Its advantage is its insane scale in content spending, a massive fixed cost, and the simple customer habit of opening that red app. It's actually way more like old school HBO than some new age platform. And finally, the big one, Google. Its absolute dominance in search is protected by incredible supply-side scale. Just think about the mind-boggling cost of indexing the entire internet. And a super powerful customer habit. I mean, we don't even say search, we say Google it. That is customer captivity, reinforced by decades and billions of dollars of investment. So we've broken down some myths, we've looked at the reality behind the biggest companies, but why does this actually matter? Why is it so important to get this right? Because the platform delusion has very real consequences. It leads investors to pour money into businesses that have no real lasting advantage. It leads founders to chase a winner-take-all fantasy that just doesn't exist for their market. And it can lead smart people like you to join companies that, frankly, are built on a shaky foundation. Once you understand the real sources of strength, that customer captivity, that supply-side scale, that proprietary tech, you have a much clearer lens to see the business world. So the next time you hear someone hyping up a disruptive new platform, you can ask yourself, is its advantage real and built to last? Or is it just another delusion?